So let's start with sports betting. Talk to me a little bit about your plan. Kind of give me the broad view of it.
Yeah, well, first off, I'd heard from a lot of Oklahomans that were already betting kind of an out of state. There's 35 other states that have already passed this, sports betting. We already have casinos in the state. So I started looking at what would be the best practice for Oklahoma, and I came out with a great plan. So number one, the casinos that we have, we want to allow them to have brick and mortar sports bets. So they already have casinos, people are going in there to gamble, so they're going to have the ability to offer sports book in their casinos. That's like a 15% fee back to the state. And then the mobile sports betting, so on your phone statewide, we looked at other states and we decided to roll that out just whoever wants those licenses. So it's a free market system. The casinos can actually try to get one of those licenses as well as FanDuel and DraftKings and the Thunder and whoever wants to operate a sports mobile book statewide will just follow the same rules. That's a 20% fee back to the state, which is about average what other states charge. New York actually gets a 50% fee for their statewide mobile. So we thought 20% was reasonable. We think it's a great plan. It doesn't exclude anybody. Anybody's allowed to go apply for the license, and as long as they have a good business plan and a good marketing plan, that's who people are going to use for mobile betting statewide.
So you've been trying to get sports betting legalized here in the state for a few years now. I know it's been one of your big pushes. People are going to Kansas, they're going out of state. Why not just do the mobile sports betting? Why not just have FanDuel, Barstool?
You know, we could do that, and it's ultimately going to be up to the legislature, but we thought since the casinos are already up and running, we have gambling in Oklahoma. That was approved long before I got here. So we thought, well, let's let them have a retail sports book in their casino. I think the Durant Casino has already built one out, so when it does come, fans will be able to go in there, watch a football game on a Saturday or an NFL game on a Sunday and be able to place bets on it. So we think that's just reasonable to allow that to happen in the casinos, but it's a separate license versus the statewide mobile. And again, it doesn't preclude the casinos from getting a statewide mobile license, but it also doesn't preclude DraftKings or FanDuel or a local business person from coming in and applying and getting a statewide mobile license as well.
What is the importance of getting this across the finish line, of legalizing sports gambling in the state? You know, it would bring people in from Texas. What's the importance of that?
Well, here's the deal. I mean, we think it could potentially be $50 to $100 million for education. It's a user-based fee. Nobody forces you to bet on sports, but we know it's happening. And so we wanted to regulate it, make sure the state is transparent, it's auditable, and the state gets a fair and reasonable compensation for that, just like every other state. So it's not that you have to do it, but it's just going to be available if people are already betting on sports. And then also, as you know, I'm trying to lower taxes. I'm trying to get rid of the income tax. I want to drop it by 1/4 point. I want to get rid of the grocery tax. I want to slow the growth of government. So this is just a great supplement. It's about $100 million that can go to education, go to different things. It's user-based, which is really a conservative principle that it's a user-based fee, and if people are going to use it, then they're going to pay a fee of 20% back to the state.
So I know Senator Coleman, Representative Luttrell had a bill that can still be brought up next session. It's a little bit different than your plan, but are you willing to, kind of meet in the middle for that, or?
Yeah, I mean, here's the deal. I looked at all 35 states, came up with kind of the average of what those states are getting. Their bill that they have is good for kind of some special interest groups, but it's not good for Oklahomans because it doesn't pay Oklahomans. It's not transparent. It's not an open system where anybody could apply for the license. So it's more protective and exclusive. And when you start picking winners and losers in government and you start passing laws specifically for a certain industry or certain company, instead of making it available to everybody, then that's where some nonsense happens. And I think that's where Oklahomans get frustrated with the politicians when they see them picking favorites instead of protecting the taxpayers. So I'm always going to protect the taxpayers. My system is available for anybody that wants to operate sportsbook. You can't get more of a free market system than that.
Then the other party involved is the tribes. They kind of said they weren't aware of this. They don't like the idea of not having exclusive rights.
Sure.
So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, yeah, you said it perfectly. They don't like to have competition. They want the exclusive right, but that's not good for Oklahoma. We want to make sure it's good for Oklahomans. They already have their compact that operates gaming that Brad Henry did back in 2005. They have the exclusive right to operate these casinos. Sportsbook is something different. As you know, the lottery is something different. Those are things, so the legislature can simply pass this. And again, they can apply for these licenses as well. Nobody's excluding them, but let's just compete with everybody else and let's operate a business that's not a monopoly that's only good for one, group of people. So I want to make it good for everybody in all of Oklahomans. That's my job, is to think about what's best for all 4 million Oklahomans.